Hello, my name is Nicholas Merritt, iTech 285. My teacher's name is Mr. Andre Cadogan. In this video, we are going to be linking SQL 2005 tables to Microsoft Access 2007 using an ODBC data source. I'll begin by showing you the database we're going to be working with and the tables that we'll be working with on the SQL Server 2005. We'll go to SQL Server Management Studio and we're going to connect to the 2005 SQL Server. Let's connect. Go to database. The database we're going to be using is the work database, and the tables are customers and students. Okay, let's close this. And what we're going to do now is create the ODBC link that we'll be using. Let's create the ODBC link. Go to Start, Control Panel, Administrative Tools, and Data Sources, ODBC. We'll go to the System DSN tab, and since we're creating a new link, we'll go to Add. Scroll down until you find SQL Server. Choose Finish. Here, we're going to give the data source a referral name. I'm naming mine Access, ACC for short, class. The description will be class plus the work database, right? And the server we're going to be connecting to is the 2005 SQL server, which is represented by the name of the computer / SQL Express. We go to next. We're going to be I wouldn't put any password since this is just a tutorial, and so we'll go with the Windows NT authorization option. We choose that option, click on next. We're going to change the default database from master to work, and click next. We want to change the language of the SQL Server System messages to English. It's already at English, but let's just choose the option just for safety reasons. Next, here we have the default locations. We're going to leave those as is and click Finish. Let's test the ODBC link we just created. Test completed successfully. Click OK. OK again. And here we have the system data sources. The one we just created, the access class with the driver of SQL Server. Click OK. Let's close this. Close this. Now let's open Microsoft Access 2007. We're going to create a blank database and let's name it. I'm going to name my database work link and create it. I already have an access file called work link, so I'm just going to replace my existing file. You wouldn't get that message. Let's close the default table, and now we're going to use the link that we created before to link the SQL Express 2005 tables to Access 2007. Go to External Data, the External Data tab, click on More, ODBC Database. We're going to go to choose the second option, which is the link to data source by creating a link table. Click OK. Here we go into the tab Machine Data Source, and we're going to choose the data source access class that we created and click OK. Here we choosing the customer table and the student table. To choose more than one table at once, you would hold on the shift key on your keyboard and just click once on each table that you want to link, that you want to bring across to the Access 2007. So now click OK. What we're going to do here now is select a unique record identifier. When we created the tables in SQL Server 2005, we did not allocate any unique record identifier or primary key to any of the tables. We're going to do that now. So a unique identifier would be any of the fields that would uniquely identify that table. So we're going to, for customers table, we're going to go with the customer ID. Right? It will uniquely identify any of the records in the table. So customer ID, say OK, and for the other table, which is students, we're choosing student ID also. Click OK. Right. On all tables on the left hand side here, we have the two tables that we linked using the ODBC link. Let's try to open customer table, and here it'll bring up all the information that is actually saved on the SQL Server 2005. Let's close this. If we try to open any of these tables in design view, it'll tell us that we can't modify any of the information or fields, like we can't remove fields or add any information to the tables. It's just read only. So let's say open it anyway, and here, as you can see, the primary key was created with the depiction of this tiny golden key by customer ID here for customers. Right. So let's close this, and we can, in Microsoft 2007, we could create relationships between these two tables. The database tools, and click on relationships, and you would add the two tables, and they show us here that the two tables are not linked together. To link two tables, you would just drag the primary key from one table to the other table to create the link. Click create, and it will create a link for you between the two tables. This link would make much sense because customers and students don't have any ready relationship right now, so we could just delete this relationship. You create relationships. Let's say you have a customer table and an invoice table. A customer can have many invoices. So when you search for a specific customer, you want to see how many invoices they have. You would link the customer ID to the invoice ID. So when you search for that customer information, any invoice ID related to them would be shown to you. And that is basically it there. We created the ODBC link, and we linked the tables from 2005 SQL Express server we link them here and show that we could view the information, but we can't change the information. We could only create relationships in Access.